Hello and welcome back to this month's house price report. We are in a little bit of a different setup than we usually are. We're normally out and about, but the rain came on today, so we decided that we would come in and have a chat about the house price report.
Definitely a wise choice, Megan. I know I'm like here in the famous podcast room, so this is really exciting for me.
For anyone who hasn't watched our house price reports before, we basically just run down some of the key data that we've seen at ESPC over the last quarter, the last 3 months. So this one is from September, October, November. I had to think that through there.
I know.
And yeah, we're going to look at the stats for those 3 months compared to the same 3 months last year and just what the market's doing. So Ash, I don't know if you want to kick us off and chat us through what the average selling price has been doing.
Of course, Megan, we can talk through that. That's always a good place to start, isn't it? It's always our go-to when we're doing this. So in terms of the average selling price, I think we always have a look at our ESPC data, what's been sold through our solicitor member firms, and this is covering across Edinburgh, Lothians, Fife and the borders, and as you said, over the last few months. So our average selling price is currently sitting at £273,348. So that is down by 6.6% year on year. I think if we have a look at that in conjunction with the sales, that's another metric we always look at, which is also down by 11.8%. Although I think to say it's probably more to do with fewer properties actually coming to market than that people aren't actually selling their homes. So what we'd probably say is that the average selling price is probably closer to 2021 figures, I think, when we look back at that data. So it is down, but it's still just stabilising that little bit. So it's nothing to be surprised or shocked by. I think it's just that the market is now starting to normalise a little bit more back to those kind of 2021 figures as well.
Okay, so Ash, if there's any first-time buyers listening, they might be thinking, oh my god, that average selling price seems way out of my budget. Is there any areas where we're seeing more affordable houses come into the market?
Yeah, I think that's a really good question, and there definitely is, Megan, which is always good to hear. I mean, we have, with the average selling price, we look at different areas, and affordability is such a key thing, especially if you're a first-time buyer. I know that very well. So we have places like Dunfermline, for if you're looking for a one-bedroom flat, they're sitting at £101,525, which is great. I think if you're looking to go over to Fife, then that definitely start looking there. We've also got one-bedroom flats in Gorgate. They're sitting at £147,239. And again, if you look at an area like Musselburgh, that's sitting at £155,500 as well. So it just shows you there is definitely affordable areas out there. And again, it's just speaking to your solicitor, estate agent, and getting the best advice to make sure that you can afford it, and just really shopping around. But there definitely is affordable flats and houses out there for sure.
Perfect. No, that's great to hear. And those average prices are all under the LBTT threshold as well, so a little bit of a saving there too. So
definitely.
I guess the next thing we were going to chat through was the time to sell. So that's the time that it takes for something for a property from when it's listed on ESPC right through to when it goes under offer. So Ash, what's that looking like this month?
Well, we're looking at that. So it has been slightly longer, Megan. It's 5 days slower if we compare that year on year. It's sitting at 21 days though, so I still think that's, I don't know about you, but if I sold my property in 21 days, I'd be delighted. So it's still really good to see. Although we're saying 5 days slower, again, just to go back and recap that, we're comparing ourselves to a crazy couple of years in the market. So 21 days is still great. I think that still indicates a really high level of buyer interest. We're seeing the demand is still there. People are still wanting to secure a property and, move forward and try and move into that as quickly as possible. Again, all areas are very different, but the average across all those Edinburgh, Lothians, Fife and the borders is the 21 days there. So still good to see.
That's perfect. And when we look at it a little bit more in detail into the time to sell, when we look at different areas, there are some areas that are going really, really fast, like much faster than the 21 days. Where 2-bedroom flats in Bonington were the fastest to go under offer. They went in a median of 11 days.
Wow.
Followed closely by 2-bed houses in Corstorphine, so they went under offer in 12 days on average, and then 2 and 3 bedroom houses in Dunfermline, they also went quite swiftly in just a median of 13 days. So that's less than 2 weeks. That's crazy. As you said, if you were selling your property and it took 3 weeks, that's
I know.
Great.
It's still a really, really good time. And again, it's just showing people that just really want to snap up. You know, if they see a property, they like it, they want to put that offer in. And I do still think that's a great time.
Yeah, and so then the next thing we always speak about is average percentage of the home report valuation achieved.
Yes.
So yeah, do you want to chat us through that? So yeah, how much people achieved for their home when compared to the home report valuation?
Yeah, definitely. I think this is when you're selling. This is something that everyone always wants to try and get as much money as possible for their home. And again, we're sitting at 102.6% over home report valuation that is attained. So that is down by 4.2 percentage points. But again, just to reiterate, I think that we are comparing it to a very busy couple of years where larger premiums were being paid, but over home report is still great. I think that's the key thing that we have to keep in mind here. There's still high demand. People still want to pay over and above. And again, all these areas are like a big, it's like a mosaic. Everywhere's so different. So if you want to try and find out more about how much you could potentially sell for, or again, if you're looking to buy, I think it's just really wise to speak to your solicitor or ESPC solicitor member firm who can talk you through that and what to expect. But again, every area is really different, but it's really nice to see that coupled with the time to sell, it's just still showing there's demand out there and that people definitely still want to actually pay over and above.
Moving on to Insurgence, so listings on ESPC.com. What have they been doing this month?
What have they been doing? So we have actually seen an uplift, so 3.1% increase in terms of Insurgence compared to the last 3 months last year, which is, again, good to see. We know that properties are still coming on, which is really, really encouraging, I think, would you say? I think it's nice to see that. Again, it's really just reinforcing the confidence in the market. We did see that there's more, of a stabilisation in terms of interest rates. We saw the Bank of England pause for the second time the interest rates, which again just gave that extra bit of confidence. And it's just nice to see that people still want to put their properties on. And I think even if we look back at last month's house price report, the Insurgents were down ever so slightly. So I think we have seen that just a little bit of an uplift, which clearly indicates that people have confidence in the market again.
Yeah, which is really nice to see, and hopefully it bodes quite well for the beginning of the new year.
Yes.
People coming back from Christmas feeling like, okay, now's the time
to go.
Yeah,
get it on.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think that was all of our key stats that we speak through. Again, if you want to find out a really in-depth look at all of the data, we've got the full report on our website, on espc.com and on the news tab. Well, thanks so much, Ash, for coming on the podcast.
I love this. No.
And you can read, as I said, you can read the full house price report on our website, and we're here every month. Paul will be back this month, but Paul and Ash or myself are here every month to chat you through all the data. So yeah, thanks again.
That was really good fun. Thank you.